Hi, this is Congressman Tom Graves, and today we're doing something new. We thought we would take some of the common responses or questions that we get from constituents from our district and share our responses or comments back via social networking. So I appreciate you joining us, and I hope that you'll find these videos something useful to you that you can share with other friends on Facebook or Twitter or wherever you communicate. The first comes from Virgil in Lafayette. Virgil says the Deficit Reduction Commission recommended a simplified tax code that encompasses more taxpayers, and the fair tax meets those requirements. Well, Virgil, you're absolutely right, and that's why the fair tax was the second initiative that I co-sponsored and got on board with here in the 112th Congress. First, ahead of that, was the legislation I sponsored to defund Obamacare in its entirety. But you're absolutely right about the fair tax. We need a fair, simpler, more family-friendly tax system. And what we have now is not it. When we think about nearly $400 billion in compliance costs, 70,000 pages of Irish tax code, that sure is not family-friendly. So I look forward to watching that move through Congress and hearing the debate in the Ways and Means Committee. And of course, a congressman from Georgia's 7th Congressional District, Rob Woodall, is now the lead sponsor of that legislation. And for those that may not have heard of the fair tax, and I'm sure you have, but I'd recommend you go to fairtax.org. You can certainly learn more about it and be able to share that with your friends. Next is from Daryl in Cumming. Daryl says, I'd like to see a bill requiring that every agency in the federal government to cut their own budget by 10%. Well, Daryl, let me tell you, we need to even go further than that. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the agencies are the ones who need to be taking the lead on some of this. So what we're going to be doing from the Appropriations Committee side, of which I'm a member of, we're going to be asking them to go further. I'll be specifically asking them to present us with budgets that indicate 25% reductions in how they'll be able to accomplish the tasks that they have, 20% and 10%. Let's see 3 different options out there. And even in the Agricultural Subcommittee that I'm a part of, I can tell you that this year alone, just to finish up the 7 months of this fiscal year, we're going to be asking for more than 22% in cuts from the agencies involved in that jurisdiction. So I appreciate your comment on this, because you're exactly right. This is what businesses are doing, this is what the states are doing, and certainly the federal government can do it as well. I want to thank everyone for taking the opportunity to look at this, something new that we're going to keep pushing out there as we get comments and questions from constituents across the night. But I hope you'll share this with your friends across Facebook, across Twitter, and certainly encourage you to go to our website, tomgraves.house.gov, and you can find out more information about what's going on in Washington.